lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 247 destination for local and international entertainment, news, and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV. Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Super Cab, safe, convenient, and affordable 247 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
Sun TV, the pulse of the nation. My name is Bridget James. On the news tonight, the Kano State government has reiterated its commitment to strengthening collaboration with online media organizations to enhance information dissemination. The Taraba State chapter of the Institute of Dietetic in Nigeria marked registered Dietitians Nutritionist Day 2025 on March 12 with a public awareness event at the Taraba State Main Market. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dame Didi Wilson Jack, expressed enthusiasm over the Bayelsa State government's construction of a 9-story civil service secretariat. Business news. MTN Nigeria and Airtel Africa have increased their core capital expenditure to match the high demand for data in the country. Sport news. The 2025 President Federation Cup round of 64 draws have been concluded in Abuja, setting the stage for intense match-up, including a high-profile clash between Rangers International and Kano Pillars. Now the news in full. The Kano State government has reiterated its commitment to strengthening collaboration with online media organizations to enhance information dissemination. This was affirmed by the Commissioner for Information and Internal Affairs, Comrade Ibrahim Abdullahi Waya, during a stakeholders meeting with the Association of Online Media Organizations, where highlighted the significance of digital platform in delivering real-time news to a global audience. He assured that the government acknowledges the vital role of online media in public enlightenment and will engage them in its communication strategies, policy dissemination, and capacity building initiative. He also emphasized the need for ethical journalism, urging online media practitioners to uphold standards that respect individuals' rights and promote accuracy in reporting. Additionally, he encouraged unity among members of the association to strengthen their collective impact. In their responses, members of the Association of Online Media Organizations commended the Commissioner for recognizing their contributions and called for further government support. The particularly requested assistance in securing retainership arrangement to improve financial sustainability and the provision of regular training for both new and existing members. The meeting was part of the state's ongoing engagement with key players in the information sector aimed at fostering a more effective and professional media landscape. The Taraba State chapter of the Institute of Dietetic in Nigeria marked Registered Dietitians Nutritionist Day 2025 on March 12th with a public awareness event at the Taraba State main market. The gathering brought together dietitians, nutritionists, healthcare professionals, and policy makers to emphasize the role of proper nutrition in disease prevention and overall well-being. Some TV correspondents files in the reports.
The Taraba State chapter of the Institution of Dietetics in Nigeria, IDN, joined the global community on March 12, 2025 to celebrate Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day 2025 with a strong focus on promoting optimal nutrition and health. The event held at the Taraba State Main Market brought together registered dietitians, nutritionists, healthcare professionals, and policy makers to raise awareness about the importance of the proper nutrition in disease prevention and overall well-being. Delivering the keynote address, Mr. Stephen S. Ndam, chairman of the IDN Taraba State chapter, emphasized that nutrition is more than just food consumption. It plays a fundamental role in cultural identity, community building, and disease prevention. He highlighted the essential role of registered dietitian and nutritionist in improving healthcare outcomes through evidence-based nutrition practices. Speaking at the event, Mrs. Grace, head of dietetics and nutrition in Taraba State, reinforced the message of nutrition impact on public health. She stressed that the health society begins with well-being informed individual making right food choices. She also called for increased nutrition education and support for dietitians and nutritionists in public health initiatives. The event featured health screening, including blood pressure tests, sugar level checkups, and eye examination, as well as discussion on innovation in nutrition and dietetics. The IDN Taraba State chapter used the platform to advocate for increased awareness and policy support to strengthen the role of nutrition and dietetics in healthcare delivery. As Registered Dietitian Nutritionist Day is celebrated annually worldwide, this year's event in Taraba State underscored the critical role of nutrition professionalism in tracking malnutrition, chronic diseases, and public health care challenges. The IDN Taraba State encouraged the public to appreciate the contribution of dietitians and nutritionists while urging policymakers to support initiatives that promote health eating and nutrition advocacy. With the success of this year's celebration, the IDN Taraba State chapter has set a strong precedent for future engagement in promoting nutrition and public health awareness in the state. The event serves as a call to action for individuals, communities, and stakeholders to recognize the power of nutrition in shaping a healthier future for all.
And to make sure that the community and people are healthy. Now, the essence is that when we have healthy communities and healthy people, I think we also have a healthy society. One of the implications of a healthy society is that crime is part of it. Now, we are because we want to educate people on the need of proper coordination. The implications that they come as a result of bad policies and wrong information.
Healthful foods that support our bodies. As we get older, making other stretches from all foods to provide the nutrients that are needed to support our healthy growth and aging. As part of National Nutrition Month celebrations, the Academy is proud to shine a spotlight on the critical work of registered dietitian nutritionists and nutrition and dietetics technicians in research. In conclusion, so food is a way more than just fuel. It is how we connect with each other. Think about it. Our food is like our passion, and we bond with people when we eat together. Food can actually bring the whole world close. As Nigerians, we see food as something that not only keeps us healthy, but also helps us understand different cultures and get along better. If we can get people to appreciate our food, bring us together, we can help them.
Teresa Ayuba reporting for Som TV.
Still from Taraba State. Taraba State University has taken a bold step in student leadership development by hosting its inaugural student leadership training workshop on March 12, 2025. The workshop themed Leadership Questioned and Student Union Government in Universities. Problems and Prospects for National Development aim to equip student leaders with essential governance skills. Som TV correspondent files in the report.
Taraba State University (TSU) took a significant step towards strengthening student governance with the successful hosting of its inaugural student leadership training workshop on March 12, 2025. Theme: Leadership Question and Student Union Government in the Universities. Problems and Perspective for National Development. The event provided a platform for student leaders from various faculties and departments to engage in insightful discussion on leadership, government, and student representation. The workshop held at Lecture Theatre LT1D was structured to equip participants with knowledge, skills, and ethical values necessary for effective leadership within the university community. Key highlights include paper presentation, interactive section, cultural performances, and goodwill message from dignitaries, university officials, and union leaders. Delivering the welcoming address, Dr. Atando Dauda Akbu, Dean of Student Affairs, emphasized the significance of responsible leadership among students, urging them to embrace integrity, transparency, and accountability in student governance. A major highlight of the workshop was the academic section, which featured 3 impactful paper presentations. One of the keynote speakers, Dr. Isa Muhammad, delivered a lecture on campus politics and leadership questions in Taraba State University. His presentation critically examined the influence of political ideology, federalism, and external interference in student election, warning against self-serving leadership in student governance. Following the paper presentation, an interactive section allows students to ask pressing questions and seek practical solutions to challenges within student governance. Participants actively engage in discussion on accountability, conflict resolution, and leadership ethics. Many student leaders expressed their appreciation for insights gained, with one describing the workshop as a transformation experience that will shape the future of the student governance as Taraba. Also addressing the gathering, Comrade Victor Abednego, President of the Taraba State University Union Government, expressed the gratitude of the university management for organizing the workshop. He acknowledged the challenge facing student leadership, particularly accountability, representation, and student welfare. He pleaded to work towards making the TSU-SUG a model for transparent and effective government. The workshop was widely regarded a pioneering initiative in student leadership development, which participants departing gathered equipped to lead with vision, responsibility, and integrity. By hosting the groundbreaking leadership workshop, Taraba State University has reaffirmed its commitment to nurturing a new generation of ethical and competent student leaders. The initiative set a perspective for future training program, ensuring that TSU student leaders are well prepared to contribute meaningful
on
national
the student leaders
and governance
in their running of union activities in school. You see, this is by August of the 2 years as Dean of Student Affairs. I have seen that leaders, student union leaders, come on board, and what they are only thinking about is how do we empty the treasury. They are not thinking of how to impact positively on the students, how to leave positive legacy when they are gone. So that's why we met with the Vice Chancellor, and he gave us approval that we should be conducting this type of workshop for student leaders before any other thing. So at the beginning of every session, we're supposed to be conducting this type of workshop for student leaders, either SUG, TASU, SRA, president, faculty presidents, departmental presidents, and other social club ESCOs. So I believe that it's going to impact on them positively, and they are also going to impact on other students on campus positively.
This training was born out of the need to educate our student union leaders and association in Taraba State University on how to ensure effective governance of the student associations and unions, because we have observed over the years there have been problems of leadership in terms of managing their finances, in terms of creating partnership, and in terms of the general welfare of the students.
So we are calling on the state government to ensure that the students staying off campus around ATC, as one of the biggest student settlements in Taraba State, have the security measures, the good security measures that will cope the issue of all these thieves and phone snatching in ATC. And another issue is the issue of water and electricity, most especially electricity. You see, we all came from a very poor home where our parents even struggled to cater for our needs. They struggled to pay our fees. And you come into school where you purchase a truck of water at the rate of 1,000, you charge your phone at the rate of 200. Okay, assuming you buy water like 4 to 5 times in a day. There are some of us that our parents only give us 10,000, and that is the only thing they can afford to give us. They imagine all these expenditures, apart from when you come to school to get yourself handouts, to buy some booklets to read, you will discover that students are facing a lot of challenges. So we're begging on the state government to be able to, look into the issue of electricity in ATC.
Faith Apollos reporting for Sun TV.
The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dami Didi Wilson Jack, expressed enthusiasm over the Bayelsa State government's construction of a 9-story civil service secretariat. Performing the groundbreaking ceremony in Yenagoa, she described the project as a significant milestone and a lasting legacy of Governor Dauye Diri's administration. She highlighted the civil service as the backbone of the governance, emphasizing the need for a conducive work environment to foster professionalism and efficiency. She commended the state government's commitment to strengthening institutional governance and service delivery. Governor Diri revealed that the secretariat, designed as an electronic complex, is valued at 46 billion naira. The government has already mobilized 30% of the project funds, with the additional 20% set for release upon commencement. He assured that funding will not be an issue and set a 24-month complement timeline. He urged civil servants to reciprocate the government's support through dedication and productivity. The Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Moses Taibowe, described the project as a government's initiative aimed at providing a modern and functional workspace. The structure will integrate eco-friendly solutions, cover 26,762.99 square meters, and accommodate 155 parking spaces. Carlos Zonon, Operation Director of Magistrate Technical and Construction Company Limited, confirmed that the facility will feature solar power, conference hall, a medical bay, and a crèche for working parents. He assured that the project will meet high construction standards and be completed on schedule. Bayelsa State Head of Service, Bayobeyomi Charles Oyema, expressed gratitude to Governor Duri, stating that the Secretariat will fulfill a long-standing needs for improved office space for civil servants. A new Nigerian army formation is set to commence operation in Ikere, Ekiti State. With personnel and equipment deployments already on the way, the outgoing commander of 12 Brigades, Lokoja, Major General Oluremi Fadero, disclosed this during a visit to Governor Biodun Oyebanji in Ado Ekiti, accompanied by Senator military officials, including the new brigade's commander, Brigadier General Kasim Umar Sidi, and garrison commander, Colonel Kari Bakura. General Federse assessed the new army barracks in Ekere, Ekiti, expressing satisfaction with its location. He confirmed that personnel will begin operations from a temporary base while requesting additional space for deployment. Governor Oyebanji welcomed the developments, highlighting the state's commitment to security and investment in safety infrastructure. He assured the army of full collaboration to curb criminal activities and enhance peace. The governor also commended the federal government and military leadership for establishing the 148th battalions in a security challenge area of the state, emphasizing the administration's swift support for its setup for nearly 2 months. Residents of Rafin, Zurfi, and Gwalameji in Bauchi metropolis have endured a prolonged blackout that has severely impacted businesses, students, and daily lives. The power outage attributed to the Jos Electricity Distribution Company has left small business owners struggling to survive, with grinding machine operators and shop owners incurring additional costs to sustain their livelihoods. Frustrated residents have repeatedly appealed to JET and the government for intervention, but their complaints have gone unanswered. The Rafin Zurfi Community Youth Forum has intensified calls for urgent actions, urging the Bauchi state government and local authorities to address the situations before it worsens. On to Osun State. The Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has urged the Attorney General of the Federation, the Accountant General of the Federation, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to disregard the letter from Osun State's government introducing newly elected local government chairman from the February 22nd council poll. In a statement signed by the party's Director of Media and Information, Kola Olabisi, the APC described the letter as illegitimate, arguing that the People's Democratic Party council's bosses were not duly elected. The party referred a Court of Appeal judgments from February 10, 2025, which reinstated local government executive elected in October 2022, but removed by Governor Ademola Adeleke. The APC criticized the governor for disregarding legal advice from the AGF, who had earlier warned against holding fresh elections since the 2022 chairman and councillors were still serving their tenure. The opposition party further alleged that the Osun state government sought a favorable ruling from a lower court to override the appellate court's decision and called on federal authorities to reject the state government's action, labeling them as a violation of judicial authority. The humanitarian crisis in Borno, Adamawa and Yobe State has worsened due to funding cuts affecting food security, healthcare, education and protecting services. The World Food Programme warns of reduced food rations by April 2025, exacerbating malnutrition risks, especially among children and pregnant women. Healthcare facilities face shortage of medical supplies and personnel, compromising responses to disease outbreaks like cholera and measles. Education programs have also suffered disruptions, leaving many children without access to schooling, while protection service for vulnerable groups, including women and children, have been scaled back. Humanitarian organizations have been forced to reduce operations, affecting programs tackling severe acute malnutrition. Call for stronger government involvement and resource mobilizations have intensified to bridge funding gaps and ensure long-term interventions. In a related development, the Borno state government has repatriated over 7,000 Nigerian refugees from Chad. The returnees, many of whom fled conflict, were provided with relief materials and cash supports. However, security concerns and inadequate infrastructure remain challenges in their reintegration. Meanwhile, the UN Mine Action Service has reported a 118% rise in civilian casualties from improvised explosive devices. In 2024, the highest since 2020, the growing threat of explosive ordnance is restricting humanitarian effort and posing severe risks to civilians. Stakeholders emphasized the urgent need for increased funding, coordinated government action, and strengthened humanitarian intervention to mitigate the worsening crisis and support affected population in rebuilding their lives. The Federal Operations Unit, Zone A of the Nigerian Customs Service, has seized 445 bags of smuggled rice at Ijon Town, Ogun State. The rice illegally brought in from Benin Republic was intercepted after the vehicle transporting it broke down. Speaking at a media briefing, Custom Area Controller Kola Aladeji attributed the operation's success to intelligence efforts, stating that officers swiftly acted on information about planned smuggling activities. He assured that despite challenges posed by the terrain, the unit successfully evacuated the seized goods. Oladeji emphasized that customs adheres to engagement rules to avoid conflicts with border communities. He acknowledged that some smugglers escaped with part of the consignment but affirmed ongoing effort to track them. He also praised Controller General Bashir Adewale Adeniyi for providing essential logistics, highlighting the agency's commitment to curbing smuggling activities. On to Yobe State Ministry. The Yobe State Ministry of Youth, Sports, Social and Community Development, in collaboration with UNICEF, has organized a one-day capacity building training in Damaturu to enhance transitional justice efforts. The training aimed to equip stakeholders with skills to develop community-driven initiatives for Peace and Reconciliation. Bukar Modu, Child Protection Technical Officer, emphasized a community-based approach, allowing local to determine methods for sustainable peace. Participants include representatives from key ministries, religious leaders and community members from Gubba, Damaturu and Gaidam. Reverend Ibrahim Kure Abako of the Christian Association of Nigeria highlighted the need for justice for victims and perpetrators, while District Head Abba Hassan May Mukhtar stressed the role of traditional rulers in ensuring fairness. UNICEF consultant Samuel Orahi noted that women and children suffer the most in conflict, advocating for transitional justice program that integrate local dispute resolutions traditions to reduce stigma for returning ex-combatants. On to Delta State. The Delta State House of Assembly has unanimously passed a vote of confidence in Governor Sharif Oborevwori, commenting his developmental initiative and civil service welfare programs. The motion moves by majority leaders, Honorable Emeka Nwobi, and seconded by Honorable Alapala Anthony Ebitomo, highlighted the governor's approval of 275 billion for state development, with lawmakers acknowledging the impact of his policies across all local government areas. In a related development, the House advanced the Delta State's Complementary and Alternative Medicine Regulation Bill 2024 to its second reading. Lead sponsor Honorable Chief Ferguson Owo emphasized the bill's objective to rebrand the traditional medicine boards, moving away from perceptions of fetishism while enhancing state revenue and regulating traditional medical practitioners. The bill was subsequently referred to the Special Committee on Bill for further review, with a report expected by April 1st, 2025. A violent communal clash in Taura local government area of Jigawa State has left Gidan Narua Fulani settlement in ruins, with 24-hour thatched houses and 16 local granaries set ablaze. The incident, which occurred on Sunday night, was reportedly triggered by a dispute between Hausa and Fulani communities, escalating into a retortionality attack by youths from Zangong Majer village. According to a statement from the Jigawa State Police Command spokesperson, SP Shihu Adams, the conflict began when two individuals, Musa Hussaini and Shanu Sule, both from Zangong Majer, were allegedly assaulted and had their motorcycles stolen. In response, the mobilized youths from their village who stormed Gidan Narua, setting houses and food stores on fire. The police responded swiftly, raiding the area and arresting 5 suspects linked to the attack. Authorities have since intensified patrol in the community to prevent further escalation and restore normalcy. SP Adam warns residents against taking the law into their hands, urging them to report grievances to appropriate authorities for resolutions. The police command assured that those responsible for the destruction will face justice, emphasizing the commitment to maintaining peace and order in the state. The National University Commission has approved the establishment of the Cross River State University of Education and Entrepreneurship, making it Nigeria's 67th state university. NUC Executive Secretary Abdullahi Yusuf Ribadu presented the recognition later to Cross River State Secretary to the government, Professor Anthony Owan Eno. This milestone underscored the state's commitment to advancing education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. The university is expected to provide quality education while equipping students with entrepreneurial skills to navigate the evolving economy. The Cross River State governments believe this initiative will help reduce unemployment, address insecurity, and boost economic developments. On to Katsina State. The Governor, Diko Umaru Rada of Katsina State, has officially received the evaluation report on private health training institution operating within the state. The following thorough assessments by a government appointment panel, the report presented during the State Executive Council meeting on March 12, 2025, revealed that only 9 out of the 31st private health colleges assessed met the required operational standards. Raising concern over the proliferation of substandard institutions, the panel, inaugurated on October 25, 2024, was tasked with scrutinizing the compliance of private health training institutions with regulatory and professional guidelines. Dr. Faisal Umar Kaite, the panel chairman and commissioner for land and physical planning, delivered the findings, emphasizing that the majority of the institutions failed to meet essential requirements. He noted that many of these colleges lack the necessary facilities, qualified personnel, and accreditation needed to provide quality health care education. Governor Rada commended the panel for its meticulous work and reiterated his administration commitment to upholding educational excellence in the health sector. Stressing the importance of proper training for healthcare professionals, he stated that only institutions that meet the stipulated standards will be allowed to operate in the state. As part of immediate actions, he directed the formation of a white paper committee to review and implement the panel recommendation. The evaluation panel comprised key experts and stakeholders, including Dr. Muhammad Bashir Usman, former specialist advisor on higher education; Rabiu Abu Ruma, a retired permanent secretary; Dr. Mawuya Aliu, Director of Public Health at the Ministry of Health; Shaibu Aliu, the Auditor General for Local Governments; Shapia Maikano Mani, Pioneer Provost of the College of Health Sciences; and Abubakar Saminu from OHOSCSS, who served as the panel secretary. The government's decisive action underscores its resolve to enhance healthcare education and safeguard public health by ensuring that only accredited and well-equipped institutions produce the next generation of health professionals. On to Enugu State government. The Enugu State government has reaffirmed its commitment to transparency and accountability, vowing to take action against illegal revenue tax forces operating in the state. Secretary to the state government, Professor Chidebere Onye, dismissed claims that the government has established Government House Environmental Tax Force that collects revenue. He condemned the activities of unauthorized groups posing as government agents and pledged to investigate and prosecute those involved. Professor Onye clarified that the only officially recognized committee focuses on addressing scavenging threats and creating a legal recycling framework in collaboration with the Enugu State Waste Management Authority. He warned residents against making payment to unauthorized collectors and stated that Governor Peter Mba has directed the immediate recovery of funds obtained through illegal means. The government reiterated that no tax force has been authorized to collect environmental revenue and assured strict penalties for offenders. The Kogi State Internal Revenue Service has officially launched the implementation of the Land Use Charge 2024, describing it as a strategic move to enhance infrastructure, improve public service, and foster economic growth. Speaking at the unveiling ceremony in Lokoja, Executive Chairman Alhaji Saliu Sule Enehe emphasized that the law is not just a levy, but an investment in the state's future. He highlighted that the initiative will strengthen the state revenue base, support local government fundings, and facilitate data-driven governance. He further called on stakeholders to support the policy, stressing a structured revenue system is fundamental to good governance. The special advisor to the Kogi State Governor on Revenue Generation, Rahman Nasir Ichanyi, commended KGIRS for the initiative and assured continued government support for its success. Meanwhile, the KGIRS director in charge of ministries, departments, and agencies urged media organizations to help sensitize the public on the law benefits. On to Nasarawa State Government. The Nasarawa State Government has reaffirmed its commitment to adopting modern techniques to enhance its fishery sector, positioning the state among Nigeria's leading fish-producing regions. Governor Abdullahi Sule made this declaration at the second edition at the Feferuwa Annual Fishing Festival held in Tungwa, Nufawa, Lafia local government area. He emphasized that the fishery industry, a long-standing economic activity, has the potential to derive sustainable growth and revenue generation for the state. The government assured his administration would implement policies to protect fish stock and resolve conflict among fishing communities. He also noted that the annual festival plays a crucial role in preserving cultural heritage while boosting tourism and local economic activities. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Umar Abdullahi, commended the government's dedication to agricultural development, particularly in the fishing subsector. Similarly, Lafia local government chairman Haliru Arabo and Tunga Rufau's community leader Alhaji Ahmadu Jibrin lauded Governor Sule for prioritizing the fishing festival and called for its continued support. The event concluded with an exhibition of various fish species, showcasing the rich aquatic resources of Feferuwa Lake, which was recently designated as a key site for the annual festival. The people of Enugu Agidi in Njuko local government area of Anambra State celebrated the 2025 Apoto Cultural Festival with great enthusiasm. The four-day festival served as a general thanksgiving for a successful harvest and marked the beginning of a new farming season. Leading the celebration, the traditional ruler of Enugu Agidi, Igwe Michael Okechue, emphasized that the events, which attract both Christians and non-Christians, participants is free from any fetish practices. Performing the kola nut breaking ritual at the palace, he expressed gratitude for past agricultural successes and prayed for divine blessings upon the land and its people. Community leaders, including President General David Onora, described this year's festival as the most remarkable in history, fostering unity among residents. Stakeholders such as Ozo John Onora highlighted the festival's significance as time for homecoming and social bonding, with many suitors using the occasion to find brides. Coordinators of the 2025 Opoto Festival, Ichi Ifeanyi Dule, noted that this year's edition was historic, bringing together the entire community in an atmosphere of love and cultural pride. The event featured traditional Ogene dances, masquerade displays, and communal feasting with dignitaries from across the state, including government representatives, joining the celebration. On to Sokoto State. A close aide to former Sokoto State Governor Alhaji Atairu Dalhatu Bafarawa has refuted claims of his defection to the Social Democratic Party. The aide, who spoke anonymously, stated that they were unaware of the report, which had gained traction on social media. The former governor had previously announced his departure from the People's Democratic Party late last year, citing a desire to shift focus to developmental initiative for northern Nigeria rather than political activities. The aide further clarifies that Bafara is currently out of the country on a trip to Umrah. Meanwhile, efforts are underway to identify the source of the social media post and spread the defection rumor. 9 surveyors who were adopted in Akure North local government area of Ondo State have regained their freedom after their families paid a ransom of 20 million naira. The victims, who were carrying out surveying work at the site in Ilu Abo, were kidnapped last week by unidentified gunmen. Initially, the kidnappers demanded a ransom of 100 million for their release. However, following negotiation and pleas from market women, the amount was reduced to 50 million naira and later settled at 20 million naira. Sources familiar with the negotiation reveal that the abductors insisted on immediate payment before setting the victims free. Their release was confirmed in Akure, the state capital, by Pastor Ajibade Owalanke, a relative of High Chief Oluwole Omotayo. The Ejimijin of Akure, according to Owolanke, the surveyors have since reunited with their families after the ransom was delivered. However, it remains unclear whether security operatives played any role in securing their freedom, despite the development at the time of filing this report. The Ondo State Police Command had not issued an official statement on the adoption of the circumstances surrounding the victims' release. The incident adds to the growing concern over the rising cases of kidnapping in the region, with residents and stakeholders calling for enhanced security measures to cope the menace. On to Edo State. The Edo State government is facing intense criticism over escalating insecurity and economic declines, with many blaming the administration for failing to sustain key initiatives established by its predecessors. Reports indicate that over 40 people have been killed in the state within 3 months, as cases of kidnapping and violent crime continue to surge. Critics argue that the government's abandonment of community-based security network and technology-driven crime-fighting strategies has exacerbated the situation. The PDP Action Group has accused the government of negligence, alleging that its failure to maintain crucial security infrastructure has contributed to the spike in crime. Additionally, the Edo State Inland Revenue Service has reported a significant drop to internally generated revenue, falling from 7 billion naira to 4.7 billion naira, alongside a decline in the taxpayers' count. The opposition, PDP, has further alleged financial mismanagement, claiming the government has outscored tax enforcement to private firms with a history of diverting public funds. In response, the government has denied these allegations, countering that the PDP leadership is behind the rising cases of kidnapping in their state. The economic downturn has had a severe impact on businesses, with many shutting down early due to security concerns. The state's GDP has also seen a sharp decline, dropping from $25 billion to $17.6 billion amidst growing public outcry. Residents and stakeholders are calling on the government to take urgent measures to address security challenges and revive the state's struggling economy. The Federal Ministry of Transportation has dismissed allegations that Minister Saeed Al-Khali diverted a $3 billion railway project from the southeast to Gombe State for political reasons. In a statement issued by Director of Information, Janet M.C. Dixon, the ministry described the claim as false, malicious, and misleading, clarifying that no railway construction is currently ongoing in Gombe. The statement emphasized that the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri narrow gauge railway rehabilitation project awarded in 2020 to China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation is progressing, albeit slowly, due to funding constraints. It reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to completing the project while urging media platforms to verify information before publication. Going for a commercial break now. Please don't go away. Stay tuned. Business news. MTN Nigeria and Airtel Africa has increased their core capital expenditure to match the highlight demand for data in the country. According to the Nigerian Communication Commission, monthly internet usage soared by 93.35% to an all-time high of 1009306 terabytes in January 2025 from 517670.15 TB in January 2023. The surge in data users had been foiled by the increased adoption of digital services, especially streaming and social media platforms. MTN Nigerian's data traffic rose by 42.9%, with the average data usage per subscription growing by 33.6% to 11.2 gigabytes in the fourth quarter of 2024. Airtel African average data usage per customer also increased by 37.2% to 8.4 GB per month. To accommodate this growth, telecom companies increased their CapEx spending in Q4 2024, intending to spend more in 2025. MTN spent $225.85 billion on CapEx in Q4 2024, accounting for 50.93% of its total 443.48 billion naira. Core network investment for the year. Airtel African allocated $456 billion for CapEx in the 9 months ending December 2024. and intends to spend an extra $294 million before March 2025 to increase investment service quality. The Nigerian Communication Commission growth and improved service quality. The Nigerian Communication Commission recently approved a tariff hike, which is expected to unlock more cash for telcos to invest in their network. MTN has outlined an improved CAPEX deployment strategy for 2025 aimed at enhancing network capacity and customer experience. We're going on to sport news. The 2025 President's Federation Cup round of 64 rounds have been concluded in Abuja, setting the stage for intense match-ups, including a high-profile clash between Rangers International and Kano Pillars. The encounter between these two NPFL heavyweights is expected to be one of the tournament's standout fixtures. The draws also feature several other exciting pairings. El Kanemi will take on Simon Ben. Plateau United will face Ahudinyen, while Akau United is set to battle KB United. Beyond Limits is drawn against Crusaders. Nasarawa United will play against Flight FC, and Bayelsa United will lock horns with EFCC FC. Other key fixtures include Sunshine Stars against FC Barco, Eyimba against El Shama FC, and Ikorodu City facing Sunshine Stars U19. Under 19. Additionally, match-ups in the round of 64 include Bendel Insurance versus Dandidi Babes, Heartland against Police Manchine, Kwara United facing Sinerso, and Lobby Stars playing Discovery Talents. Gombe United will take an Assemblies of God, while Osun United clashes with FWC. Elsewhere, ABS FC will face Ewol Adamawa United meets Warinje, and Shooting Stars will take on Zamfara United. Furthermore, down the drones, Warri Wolves are set to battle Wildbrood. FC Basira will play Atlantic FC, and Ijele will compete against Latau. Wiki Terrorists will go head-to-head with Idel FC. Mighty Jets will face Imperial FC, and Rivers United will play Barao. Other fixtures include Sokoto United versus Damburam, Yobe Desert Stars against Al-Baliki FC, and Castina United taking on Green Beret. With this match-up set, fans across the country are gearing up for an exciting tournament as teams compete for glory in one of Nigeria's most prestigious football competition. That's the end of News at 9. Before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. The Kano State government has reiterated its commitment to strengthening collaboration with online media organizations to enhance information dissemination. The Taraba State chapter of the Institute of Dietetic in Nigeria marked Registered Dietitians Nutritionist Day 2025 on March 12, with a public awareness event at the Taraba State main markets. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dame Didi Wilson Jack, expressed enthusiasm over the Bayelsa State government's construction of a 9-story civil service secretariat. Business news. From the business news, we brought a report that MTN Nigeria and Airtel Africa have increased their core capital expenditure to match the high demand for data in the country. On to sport news. And from the sport news, we brought a report that the 2025 President Federation Cup round of 64 draws have been concluded in Abuja. setting the stage for intense match-up, including high-profile clash between Rangers International and Kano Pillars. That's all for now. Sun TV is a 24-hour TV station. We are live every day. You can also follow us on Facebook at Sun TV and on YouTube at Sun TV Live. I remain Bridget James. Thank you for watching and good night.